Just a second. Yes. So if my voice is audible, then we all can start with this session. और आज की शुरुआत हम जो करने वाले हैं हम एक मंगलाचरण से ही शुरू करेंगे. Before I start, I hope many of you uh, I'm assuming कि हम में से कई लोगों के लिए शायद ये जैनिज्म के लिए स्टार्टिंग की करने के लिए एक जर्नी रहे, right? So, without keeping any ambiguity in mind, without thinking about, what waits ahead for us in journey, हम सभी एकदम यदि we already know something about it, यदि हमने सोचा है कि ठीक है, let me test if I know already what is there, or if I think that I'm blank, I have no clue about it. किसी भी तरीके से जब भी हम किसी चीज को शुरू करते हैं, इट्स ऑलवेज रीजनेबल कि हम सबसे पहले अ, उसका एक उसके उसके उस वस्तु का उस सब्जेक्ट का we just try to have humility within us that okay, even if I know about it, there is always a reason to further enhance my understanding. So we all keeping this good intent in mind that हम सभी यहाँ पर to make our lives better एक साथ इकट्ठे हुए हैं, हम लोग ये क्लास शुरू कर रहे हैं. So let's start with Mangalacharya. We'll join our hands and close our eyes. Namo Arhantaram, Namo Siddhadam, Namo Ayariyadam, Namo Uvachayadam, Namo Loe Sappasahudam. Mangalam Bhagwan Viro, Mangalam Gautamo Gani, Mangalam Kunda Kundatyo, Jaina Dharmostu Mangalam, Sarva Mangalya Mangalyam, Sarva Kalyan Karyakam, Pradhanam Sarva Dharmanam, Jainam Jayatu Shasanam, Jainam Jayatu Shasanam, Jainam Jayatu Shasanam. मोक्षमार्गस्य नेतारं भेत्तारं कर्मभूभृतां ज्ञातारं विश्वतत्त्वानां वन्दे तत्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तत्गुणलब्धये वन्दे तत्गुणलब्धये. Okay, everyone. So, as I said, we will always have to be a student, whatever we are doing. And a student is always curious. A student always asks. And the first question should always begin with this whole process. Why did we join our hands? Why did we speak some mantras and thought that we're doing prayers? Right? So this is where the journey should start, because what we're trying to mend with, or what we're trying to deal with, is a very delicate thing. It's called our belief. And your belief is such delicate yet hardwired thing that at one stance, it's your entire reality. If it is, hardened, if it is being settled, if it is concreted, then it becomes your entire world, your entire reality. So we are what we believe. So to me, if I believe in some God, my entire existence depend on the existence of that God. Then if I believe that okay, I think that the notion of justice works in this world, I'm automatically assuming that the world will remain fair with me. It might take some time, but I'll be served justice because I'm believing in that notion of justice. If I believe that there is no God, that becomes my belief, and then I choose to do things regardless of what others say and what everybody else does. The prayers, the humility, the going down, the salutations, they all become a useless exercise, rather a superstition in my eyes. Correct? So it's how the world looks. So we have to have the specs of our beliefs put on, and that's how we see the world. So if you're very rational, you think you're very logical, and then you see some people begging in front of a tree, the tying some thread in that tree and wishing that, okay, may the fortune be theirs, may they are blessed with a baby, may they have success in their lives. Because you think that you're rational, it might sound a bit superstitious, a bit irrational and illogical to you. Yeah. And you would say that, okay, people are contented in such petty things. They do not have brains, but they are being wrong then and there. Because what we're doing is we want that our glasses of reality, which makes us see the world, they should remain intact, but everybody else shed off the glasses of their eyes. And this is very irrational. Just as much is it true that that exercise is not right and just for me, it is also true that those people who are doing this, they do not, the last thing they deserve is, being laughed at, because they are doing it with all their heart, with all their hopes, after shutting themselves, from entire world that, okay, there was no hopes. Doctor said that there is no chance. They tried everything. And at last, they have come to that deity and thought that, okay, this thing might save me. So for them, it becomes their reality. And because it becomes their reality, then the concept of rationality will not apply. Because you think that rationality works. You want to apply rationality there. If you ask them, they will say, no, I cannot question this. The God knows. Yes, so the point I'm trying to make over here is we are not here to be adamant, to be arrogant, to make fun of others' beliefs, to know that, okay, we have superior belief and we have an edge over other beings. We are, in some way more learned beings, and or we can choose to be, and everybody else is just, without mind, without logic, they are just entering the herd race. No. If we do that, we again become the part of that race who judge others for their beliefs. We have to start with this humility in our hearts that we all are in some ways dealing with our own struggles, and we all have our own battles to fight. And when I know that I have to fight my own battle, I'm somehow figuring the right way to have the right means to win this battle. Everybody chooses different weapons. Somebody has God as their weapon. Somebody has money and fame as their battle, that their weapon to fight this war. Some people may have prayer and service, which might seem like an escape from the struggles of life. For us, we are taking the role of a humble student of life and trying to figure out what life is and what does it have for us to offer, right? And we're trying to do this, but in no way we are here to make fun of anybody, to question anybody's belief. This journey is very private, very personal, and we become the only one center point of this entire learning, this entire journey. If you're trying to figure out what others are doing wrong, I think we are not in the right place together. Yes. So we are here where, we are as if talking to a mirror, and all that we see is ourselves and our wrongs, our shortcomings. And in no way, if I'm able to realize that, oh, I was wrong doing this, or I did not know this, or I wish I had known this earlier, this could have changed my life, we'll do that revelation for ourselves, but we never expect others that they also should follow this, they also should know this. World will be such a better place if everybody follows this and knows this, right? Otherwise, we again fall in a pit, which most people do. Whenever I get a good message over WhatsApp, somehow, sometimes the message is so good that first two lines are so catchy that I do not even wait to read the entire message, and I forward it to all the groups that I know. Yeah. So the good thing about us is that we like to share good things with everybody. The first, I must forward this information. If you have a good uh, information to share with your family, the good news you have to give, you would always want that you are the first person who breaks the news. Yeah, every news channel wants to have a break story. So we're very good with spreading the message, but we are very bad in contemplating the message itself, in keeping that message to ourselves and make best use out of it. Yeah. So what we are going to do is we are going to control that urge to share all the wisdom with the world, and we would rather keep all the wisdom unto ourselves and first chew on this, and then we'll start. We'll see that whether we are, in a condition to share that wisdom with everybody. So I hope our goals are clear, because sometimes knowing about certain things, if I know a bit rules that how this thing is done, the normal human tendency is that we as human beings start judging others for the things that the others are not doing it right. Yes. So we are going to talk a lot about faith. We are going to talk a lot about philosophy. We are going to talk about so many things, but in no way it is to look down. It is to look others down because of these learning. It is going to be just so that we can be wary of the different shortcomings that we have to save ourselves from. Okay. So with this thought in our mind, let's start our journey. And our journey is going to be about the agamas that the Thankaras have given us. Is my voice clear to everybody? Before we start anything, it's all audible, right? Correct? Yes. Okay. If anybody has any question, anything to add, I do not want it to be a one way session, one way interaction class. Let us have a great deal of discussions, arguments, disagreements, and everything that we can manage, with keeping this notion aside that okay, we have to be right or we have to be wrong, or it is bad to be wrong and good to be right. No, we're just discussing and mutually learning with each other. Okay. So I hope the language would be fine if I'm going too fast or too slow, or I am being too repetitive, or it is getting very boring. You please keep me reminded of how you want this session to go. I'm not the driver of the session, you guys are. Okay. So the question again, like we are having the core beginning, that why did we even join our hands, and why did we chant Namokar mantra? Because that's where the Jainism starts. And there are many stories. There are many stories about this mantra. You would hear about Anjan Chur, you would hear about a snake and Pashkumar, Tirthankar Pashkumar. You would hear about Buffalo and Jivandar Kumar. Even you would hear about Sita sitting in fire and remembering Namokar mantra and somehow coming out of fire magically. You would hear that, okay, there was this fisherman who remembered Namokar mantra and somehow he had
अच्छी है ये
brilliant
बहुत
fortune. Yeah, you would hear
and
a
it's very
lot many
सस्ता
stories about.
very सस्ता isn't it? कहीं
Yes.
देखा था मैंने
Uh,
उसमें लिखा
okay. Yeah. So you would hear a lot many things about the Mukar mantra, and it is considered, for Jains, it is the most powerful mantra that exists in universe. And then we keep clues, we keep finding clues that okay, who else agrees with us that okay, this is the most powerful mantra of the world. and we become overjoyed when we see somebody agreeing to this. Yeah, yeah, Namokar mantra to I we use, while we feel something supernatural is happening, we always think of Namokar mantra. Whenever you are in problem, you feel of Namokar mantra. Just imagine you are flying back to India, and like about a few thousand meters above ground, and suddenly there is turbulence, and the pilot says that, okay, embrace, embrace position and all. How many of you guys are going to remember Namokar mantra? Yeah, yeah, because we have been trained in that way. Like whenever in problem, just it's a easy hack, easy to do, right? And we would do this more often, like whenever we are in trouble and there is nothing that we can think of. Yeah, we'll do Navakar mantra. We'll read it 9 times. We'll do mala. We'll think about it. Yeah. So somehow it's the magical hack that James have cracked. But why? Why has it been revered as the most important mantra for James? And what is the reason? Because everybody, the Gayatri mantra, if you know, Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tasya Varenyam, right? Or you would say Allahu Akbar. You'll be hearing those chants. Or if you go to a Gurudwara, you'll hear some lines from Guru Granth Sahib. Yes, every tradition has their own mantra. Everybody, and that mantra is so important for them. Yeah, and the mantra can be as small as Hey Ram. Gandhiji chanted that mantra when he was shot. Yes. So mantras like you praise Mahavir, you praise Arihanta, so you sing Namo Arihanta. Somebody might take the name of goddess Kali. Somebody who believes in Buddha, they will have a different mindset. They'll have somebody different to look up to. Yes, somebody who knows Jesus, they'll be remembering the Jesus, the great Lord. Yes. So everybody, it's so simple and basic that everybody is bowing down to their Bhagwans. Yes, everybody. And it's just the matter of belief that which Bhagwan you believe in, the person you believe in, you automatically, in whatever language you use, you frame certain sentences which are of salutations. So Om Shivaya Namaha, that becomes salutation to the Shiva. Brahmaya Namaha. You may bow down to Vishnu's, you may bow down to any other god. And we are doing this for Arihantas then because we believe in Arihanta. I may also believe in Mahavir Swami, Mahaviraya Namaha. I would write it. Diwali is coming. Everybody will do that. Yes, everyone. So when everybody is bowing down to their deities, their Bhagwans, what is it so special that we are so obsessed with this one mantra? And we say, Eso panchanamo yaro, sabva pava panasano, mangladam cha sabve sim, padamam hohi mangalam. This Namokar mantra is so divine that if you recite it, you will be far from all these sins, and all the good fortune will be after you. And sooner than you know, you will break free from this world, from this mundane existence. And therefore, it is the mantra of all the mantras. Are we not being too sticky to our own belief and suffering from that superiority complex? My mantra is best mantra and your mantra is okay. Yeah, it's good, but my mantra is like the mantra of your mantra. Yes. So what is how Ramukar mantra stands out? How does it stand out while we're talking about? Because we are starting from the very beginning. Why did we bow down? And why did we choose to bow down to Arihantas, to Siddhas, to acharyas, upadhyayas, and to all the sadhus of the world. Yes. Anybody would want to answer, like, why is it not just the superiority complex, which any if any Christian is here, they would consider their prayers superior to what we do as prayers. If there is a Muslim, definitely you do not stand a chance. They're doing it 5 times a day. Round clear. Yeah. So anybody, why would we say what makes Namokar mantra stand apart from other mantras, except the change of the name of the deities? So even if I'm going down to Shiva, I'm only going to say Namo Shiva, but that's Prakrit, and they use Sanskrit, so they will say Shivaya Namaha. So it's just same thing in different language. They're speaking the same thing. Yes,
मैं
understood my question? If you have understood, please anybody who would
मैं कोशिश
uh,
करके देखता हूँ. I
want to
don't know
participate.
whether I'm. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So
Yes, Riteshi,
तो
please.
मैं रितेश, I'm from Germany. So मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. I don't know whether I will
Yes,
be.
please, please,
मुझे
please.
मतलब जितना हमें पता है कि नमोकार मंत्र जिसमें अरिहंत सिद्ध साधु, तो इसमें किसी व्यक्ति विशेष या किसी धर्म या प्रांत के लोगों को नहीं लिया गया है। इसमें उन सारे अरिहंतों को लिया गया है जिन्होंने सिद्धता या फिर उन्होंने अपने कर्मों का क्षय कर लिया है, चाहे वो किसी के भी हो, किसी भी प्रांत से, पंथ प्रधान से हो, शायद सिख से हो
Yes.
सकते हैं। तो कुल मिला के हम हमें उन्हें के गुणों की प्रधानता देकर उनके गुणों की आराधना की गई है, ना कि व्यक्ति विशेष को। इसीलिए ये थोड़ा सा डिस्टिंग्विश है एज कंपेयर टू अदर्स, बिकॉज वहाँ पर हम शायद एक स्पेसिफिक को बोलते हैं, यहाँ हम सारे सृष्टि के जो भी हैं, जिन्होंने जिन्होंने ये सिद्धता या फिर अपने कर्मों का क्षय बोल सकते हैं, जैनिज्म में उन्होंने जो किया है, हम उनको प्रधान रख के, उनके गुणों को प्रधान रख के हम उनकी वंदना करते हैं।
Beautiful. So you're just saying कि while others are very limited in their salutations, हम काफी लिबरल रहे और हमने सबको एक का नाम नहीं लेके सबके सामने झुके हैं हम, provided they have those qualities.
यस, बट अगेन यहाँ पर शायद हमने ही उसको ऐसा बना दिया है कि हम उनसे कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर हम अपने आप में रह के देखें तो हमको कंपेयर नहीं कर रहे हैं हम, ये क्योंकि हमारी देन है कि हमने कंपेयर किया है। मतलब अगर मैं नमस्कार मंत्र कर रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैं कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ दूसरों से और मैं अच्छा बनने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। मैं अपना कर रहा हूँ, बट स्टैंड स्टिल ऑन ऑन
Why
ऑन
just नमोकार मंत्र? Why not any other मंत्र? आप नमोकार मंत्र क्यों इतना क्यों ये सबसे महत्वपूर्ण मंत्र बन जाता है, जैसा हम कहते हैं अपनी परंपराओं में? Very good. पहली पहली बात, what he has said that Namokar mantra is not person specific. It is very much attribute specific. We are going down not to a person, but to a position which requires certain basic qualifications, basic goodness that you have to have in you so that you can reach that position. Yes. So Namokar Mantra ka pehle to the audience which we have in Namokar Mantra is wider. It's not a person specific. ठीक है, fine. But then again, you're going down, right? Whatever. So it's fine. You're saying that, okay, I'm not fan of Modi ji, but I respect Prime Minister of India. So now you're not being person specific, but still you're going down, right? You're going down not to a person, but to a position. Why are you going down? The question is that the first question is not about whom I'm going down to. The question is why am I going down? हम क्यों झुक रहे हैं? क्या झुकना जरूरी है? एंड हम कब ऐसा करते हैं? हम क्यों झुकते हैं? बड़े लोगों को झुकते हैं, मान लेते हैं कि बड़े लोग सामने होते हैं तब झुकते हैं। सामने होते हैं झुकते हैं क्योंकि वो सोशल नॉर्म्स है, वो भी धीरे 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 बदलती जा रही है, राइट? सो इट्स नॉट कंसिडर्ड। बच्चे पहले से पूछ लेते हैं, मम्मी वो आ रहे हैं घर पर, शुड वी डू वी हैव टू टच देयर फीट और नॉट? या यू हैव दैट इंक्वायरी, राइट? So things happen like that, correct? So first thing is why are we going down? Yes. Yes, Kripaji.
Jayasnandra. So from what I know, that the
Namokar mantra is a universal mantra, so it's applicable to anyone and any religion and anyone. And the five Brahmeshtis that we are bowing down to, we are bowing down to them because they have the qualities that we want to achieve. So by contemplating on that and bowing down to them, we are reminding ourselves of what we want to try and be.
See, that's the beauty. Very, very well put. See, I'll differentiate this. And what Kirpaji just said, I'll just try to give it some names. You know, every other mantra in this world, if it is of a deity, if it is addressing, then it becomes the mantra of devotion. You devote yourself to a deity. Yes, you devote to your God. You surrender yourself to your guru or to your God. Yes. And by surrender, you mean that Bhagwan, I have come to you and now it's all up to you. Yes. You surrender means Bhagwan, please dekh lena. It's all up to you. It's way beyond my capability. It's beyond me, and that's what we do. If you're going through a highway and you have a flat tire, your car breaks. Whom do you remember first? Bhagwan or the mechanic? Whom do you remember first? If you have a flat tire, you would remember, is there a spare tire in the class or in the car or not? If you have the spare tire, you'll not think about Bhagwan. You'll quickly you'll park your car towards inside of the road. You'll take out that spare tire and replace your present tire with that, and then you'll just hop on and go on your journey. Yes. No role of Bhagwan is needed because you had spare tire, you had jack, you knew how to change the tire, and it was all good. You know, what if your car breaks down, the engine has some steam coming out of it, and the case looks really ugly, and then somehow, I don't know how, you got a mechanic nearby, and then that mechanic comes, and then he checks the car, and he says, I don't know, I cannot do this. It cannot be repaired. And then when nothing works, then you remember the God. Then because you want some supernatural intervention. First you try all the things you can. That's what happens in India. So when you develop some complication, the health complication, people will always go to the specialist. First locally, then the best for sitting in Calcutta or Bangalore or Delhi, Hyderabad, Mumbai, wherever the best hospital of that thing is. When they go to that hospital, the doctor says, no, we cannot help you in this. You can go to God's. Then people have a different journey to take. They will go to different Babas, different places, they'll have different wishes, they'll do different things. So in the sequence of seeking help, God is always the last. You try your best of everything, and if that does not work, you look up to some supernatural intervention. Yes, everyone? So you remember Bhagwan only when you are in trouble. And that too when you cannot tackle the trouble. Yeah. That's why, in countries which are developed, people have very few things to complain for. They have everything sorted. And therefore they think of God in less ways. And therefore there is, in India, religion prospers because, there are many problems. People are dealing with, very basic problems of, going about their day-to-day lives. While a person living in a developed country would not face that many problems, and therefore you will see that there are not many shops of religion as such. Correct? So the point of devotion is always when you feel helpless. When you feel helpless, you want somebody to help you. When you find nobody around you who can help, nobody alive, nobody present, the institutions, the people of positions, the important people, politicians, bureaucrats, nobody, when you realize that nobody can help me, then you turn to some imaginary being. And then you would want to surrender. Correct? You would say that, okay, मैंने तेरे ही भरोसे महावीर भंवर में नैया डार गई, like पारस नाम, मेरे प्रभु का पारस नाम. हाँ. तो हम सरेंडर का, while do we surrender? When we do not find a way out. Correct? Yes, we do not disturb gods for mundane things like routine things. Only when something is out of our hands, we remember the God. So now, all other mantras, they become the mantras of devotion, because the deity which is being practiced, which is being saluted, which is being gone down to, that deity is somehow considered a rescuer, a helper who can make you come out of that situation. Correct? Whereas Namokar mantra is the only mantra of this world which is not in the category of a devotion. It is not to practice devotion. It is actually a mantra of mindful affirmation. I'm not devoting myself to Arihantas. I'm affirming that, oh Arihanta, you're so good, I'm also going to be like you. While we are taught to journal for the self help, for the mental well being, we are told, you should write a page daily and you should do some affirmations that, okay, I'm growing better, I'm becoming kinder, I'm feeling more peace these days, my thoughts are less cluttered these days. Affirmations, I'm sure you all know about affirmations. They've started teaching positive affirmations and right from the kindergarten. Yeah, we should have positive. We are good citizens, we are good people, we help each other. You don't you're saying that I want to be. So what is more stronger statement? I want to be happy or I am happy. So I want to be happy is desire. I am happy is affirmation. So saying that you want to be happy, you still distant yourself from that happening. But when you start saying that no, I do not have to be well, I am well. So you're not well right now, but you're assuming that I'm already well so that the wellness can pace up. This is the simple science of affirmation. Yes? So what makes Namokar mantra stand out in the whole paradigm of all mantras? It is the only mantra which is a great mix of devotion and affirmation. Because while all other mantras are constantly seeking just help, this mantra says that, okay, Bhagwan, I'm not admiring you so that you can help me, you can spoon feed me. I will not, just out of respect for you, I'm not going to demean myself. I'm not going to disrespect myself that to thrive, I need you. You act as a great inspiration. And I know if you have done it, I'll be there too. So the Namokar mantra is a devotional mantra when we read it. But if you know the meaning of what Arihantas are, who Siddhas are, if you know who Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus are, then it does not remain a mantra of devotion as such. It transforms into mindful affirmation. And therefore, we, as students of Mahavira, we do not become beggars. The name of our God is Mahavir, who is valiant, a person of self respect, highest integrity. He would not spread his arms in front of anybody that, okay, take all my sorrows and give me all peace. That's what beggars do. We're made of self respect. So we have gratitude for Mahavir Bhagwan, for all Arihantas, that you have showed the right path. And I promise that without your help, I could not see the light. But now, because I see the light, I do not want your help, that you take me through that path. I have my own legs, I have my own power, and I'm going to walk on this path on my own. So the problem with belief is belief has constant struggle with ego. Everybody who would want your belief would want you to surrender to them. And that's how they will cripple you. That's how you'll be robbed of your self respect. You'll have to assume that there is higher authority and you are just below it, and you are made to serve to that higher authority. And that's how all the cults function. There is this hierarchy. You have your supreme leader who tells you that, okay, do this and do that. Mahavir Bhagwan's this path is so amazing. Why? Because it keeps us grounded. It does not fill us with arrogance that we are the highest authority, yet it does not humiliate us to the core that, okay, we'll never be the authority, we'll never reach there. So it says that, okay, a Bhagwan is Bhagwan, not because he can make our lives better, but because he proved that lives can be made better by bettering his own life. So the Bhagwans are just inspiration, motivators to get on our own feet and walk the path of self discovery and self upliftment. So, why this mantra stands out? Because in no way, we are belittling ourselves while we are rejoicing, while celebrating the greatness of five Parmeshthis. We're calling them Parmeshthi. They have reached, they are there. Yes, but that does not mean that I am no one. I'm saying that, okay, you have done it. See me, watch me. I'm also following this path and I'll be just there where you are. Yes, the two things. The journey starts with acknowledgement of the fact that, it's our life and we're not here to seek help. We're just asking, we're just, like we do. If I come to a strange country, yeah, and I do not know where to go. I'm driving my own car. I would stop by and I would ask if I'm not able to read the maps right or if I'm confused. Sometimes it happens. Firstly, you would not ask anybody because you have your maps installed in your phone. You have everything you've downloaded. You have come with your own preparation. But sometimes you're in doubt. What do? You come out of your car, you approach that unknown man. You first bow down to that man. Oh, dear friend, can you help me find this way? What do? You just say, excuse me, could you help telling me if I'm going on the right direction? That's all. And he says that, yeah, this is the right direction. You say, yes, thank you. And you go. Or you start, doing some agarbattis and fool and pushpanjalis that, oh, thank you. Without you, I would not find this path. Oh, how should I thank you? Take all the souvenirs that I have bought in my shopping spree last night. Take all of them. I'm going to surrender to you. Without you, how would I find a way? See, if you find a way, and if you start wasting too much time on thanking the person who have shown you the way, the finding of the way loses its purpose because you're not walking on that path. Yes. So being thankful is one thing, and stretching it to the core is another. Bhagwan Mahavir is saying that be rational, okay? It will sit in temple and start saying, Oh, Bhagwan, Shuchi Nirmal Niram Gandha Suakshat, Pushpa Charule Manarshai. If we keep on saying that, Bhagwan, you are the great, you are the greatest soul. वो कह रहे you are thanking too much. What about the path which I showed you? If you're going to sit in this temple and start adoring me, who is going to make best of the path which I have shown you? You walk on that path. That's how you thank me. So when we confuse Namokar mantra for devotion, we remain stuck. We remain the devotees and we devote ourselves to Arihantas who are Vitragi, who do not care whether we go down to them or not. They do not get pleased. You cannot buttercoat it. You cannot lick their feet and, get your way out. There is no concession. There is no prasad. There is no ashirvad. There is no shrap. He is not accusing you of arrogance or too much of um, uh, respect. He's not, the flattery is not working with him. He's Vitragi. Hmm. There is one beautiful line of great Indian poet Ramdhari Se Thinkar. He has written, मैं बैठा ही रहा I'm not exactly remembering the line, but he's saying he draws a picture of a devotee, and the devotee was sitting in the temple doing prayers of Bhagwan, and he was sitting day in and day out, 24 hours a day. He was doing his prayer so long that he writes, मैं बैठा ही रहा और भगवान चले गए. The like आपकी पूजन चालू है पर वो डीटी ही चला गया. उसने बोला भाई क्या करना है इसको, इसको रास्ता चाहिए ही नहीं. He enjoys surrendering. And then there is no point. मैं रास्ता दिखाने खड़ा हूं और ये मेरे पैर पकड़कर खड़ा हो गया, इसको चलना ही नहीं है. He does not want to walk. Bhagwan does not want such devotees because they lose the entire purpose. They lose the entire game. They make the whole game go abrupt. Yes. So Namokar mantra, the first thing, why it is always the first chapter, why it is the first thing we do, we're doing a self-help exercise. Every time we do Namokar mantra, we are not going down to somebody else. We are saying this is the highest point we can all reach. We can all be. This is the best we can all be. And we have to be. And therefore, we are saying Namo Arihantadam. Namo Siddhartham. Namo Ayuriyadam. Namo Uvajjayadam. Namo Loe Sava Sahunam. The meaning of it is fairly simple. Namo means my salutations. I bow down to Arihantadam, Arihantas. Namo Siddhadam. I bow down to all Siddhas. Namo Airiyadam. My salutations to. I bow down to all the Acharyas. Namo Uvajjayadam. My salutations. I bow down to all the Upadhyayas. Namo Loe Sabva Sahunam. My salutations. That I salute to all the sadhus of all the gurus of this world, of this loka. Right? So it's simple, fairly simple translation. Salutations to all the Arihantas of the world. Salutations to all the Siddhas of the world. Salutations to all the Acharyas of the world. Salutations to all the Upadhyayas of the world. Salutations to all the Sadhus of the world. Yeah? Everybody? Simple? Simple? Thing to keep in mind is this, that we are not being devotees here. We are being the good students of a great teacher who has shown us the path, and we're promising that we'll not lose the sense of objectivity and will not just praise our terms. Affirmation exercise. Okay, this is the best mindful affirmation which we can practice on daily basis. But if we only use it as a devotional prayer, we do a great loss to ourselves, to our wisdom, to our own journey, because it's always the other person in our mind, and it's not the goal with which we should walk on this path. Yes, everyone. Simple. So there are a few nitty-gritties to this prayer, to this great mindful exercise. The last line says, Namo Loe Sattva Sahudam, right? So this Namo Loe Sattva. So Sattva is all. So you see the translation all. Yeah, you see? So all is what? You see all. When you see all, when we say all, so these are all these salutations. Just a second, sorry. Just a second. Namo Loe Sattva, when I'm saying Sattva, means all. I'm going down to all. To all the Arihantas, all the Siddhas. So while this Loe Sattva Sahudam, Namo Loe Sattva, this is only added in the last line of Namokar mantra. It has to be read as it is written with every line of the Namokar mantra. So whole mantra in detail, it sounds like what? If we can read it with that sense, how can we do that? So that the mindful exercise becomes a bit more easier. We will do it this way, right? Just a second, yeah. Yeah, we'll do it like this. So this line, Namo Loe Savva Sahuram, this line, we have to repeat it again. So it would be Namo Loe Savva Arihantadam. Namo Loe Savva Siddharam. Namo Loe Savva Airiyadam. Namo Loe Savva Uvajjayadam. Namo Loe Savva Sahuram. The qualities of mantras is that they should be concised. They should use minimum words. So this last addition is used once, but it has to be used with all the mantras while we are contemplating, while we are affirming. Yeah. And you know why it is important to know this? Because what is the definition of sub? What is the definition of sub? Sub means all. Define all. What is all? If I ask you, I'm talking about all the citizens of this country. I'm saying all. We are making these rules. We are making these policies for all the citizens of this country. All. Tell me about all. What does all mean? Anybody? Yes, Parasji?
Past, present, and future.
Yeah, all means everybody, regardless of the places they live in. If they are in this country, they are the citizens of this country, regardless whether they live in rural areas or urban areas, regardless of their age, that they are children, they are youngsters, they are elderly beings, regardless of their position, that they are employed, unemployed, administrators, bureaucrats, politicians, teachers, doctors, regardless of everything, regardless of whether they have taken birth on this land or not. If at all in future somebody becomes citizens of this country, somebody becomes the citizen of this country, these policies are made for them. So all includes inclusiveness. It includes all. It spares no one. So which Arihantas? All Arihantas. Which all? All the Arihantas which have become Arihantas. The Arihantas of past. All the Arihantas which are Arihantas. The Arihantas of present. And all the Arihantas which will be Arihantas. The Arihantas of future. And if it's self-affirmation exercise, then we are affirming. Means we long to be Arihanta. We want to be Arihanta, right? It means forget about wanting to be Arihanta. While I'm saying Namo Loe Sab Arihantanam, it is actually an exercise of going down to myself because I am the future Arihanta. Yes, yes. And therefore, the great Acharya, Acharya Kund Dev, yeah, he in his scripture, the name of the scripture is Shri Pravachan Sar. In that scripture's 80th Gatha, he said the same thing. Jo janadi arhantam, davvat gunat pajjayes, so janadi appanam, moho khalu jadi tassalayam. The one who knows arhanta, knows the self, and is the very one who will soon become arhanta. The one who knows Arihanta knows the self. He says knowing Arihanta is knowing self. Why? Because that is the position at which I want to upgrade to. Means that is the position that I can achieve. Means that becomes like, I'll put it very simple. Let me ask it to who? I'm sorry, I'm picking up people. Okay. Biniji, you have a car?
Yes,
You have a car? Yeah.
yes.
How fast does it drive?
Within the speed limits.
No, no. You tell me, like, how fast your car goes.
Up to 100 miles an hour.
Highest speed.
Yeah, probably 120 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like when you read the speed meter, how many miles does it say?
Yeah, 120.
120 miles an hour.
Yes.
Have you ever been to that speed in your car?
No,
120?
no.
No. So is it a lie or is it true that your car drives 120 miles an hour?
Whilst I've not experienced it, I know it has the potential to get there.
Yes, yes. So see, that's the beauty of it. What Acharya Kunkundev is saying and what Mahavir Swami is saying, he's saying, whenever anybody will ask me how fast my car drives, I will always say 120 miles an hour. I cannot drive 120 miles an hour. I cannot drive that speed. I have never tried it. But you have asked me how fast it drives. I'm telling you how fast it can. Similarly, if I say, what am I? So when I said, like, how fast is your car? If you ask me, how good am I? How good is my soul? I will say, my soul is Arihanta. I don't know yet how to be that good. I don't know yet how I can be that as yet because I have not driven that at that speed. But the make of this car, the make of this substance, it is designed to drive 120 miles an hour. It is designed to be Sarvagya. It is designed to be Vitragi. This is the manufacturing limit of this substance. By my highest limit, I am Arihanta and Siddha. That is what is in my speedometer. That if I can become that fearless enough that I can just press the accelerator without thinking of the consequences, I would the hand of this speedometer would click on Arihanta capacity, on Siddha capacity. Understanding? So see, it is this Namokar mantra is actually a mirroring exercise. You driving on 60 miles an hour, keeping in your mind that I love this car. This car is so powerful, it can go up to 120 miles an hour. You do not say that this car is Kavada. It is just 60 miles an hour it drives. It does not. You do not feel inferior of your car just because it is driving slow. It's not the mistake of the car. It's the mistake of the compulsions, the regulations which has been put by your country, your surrounding. It's not my problem that I'm Anubhav right now, that I know so little, that I'm filled with Rag and Dvesh. It's not my manufacturing defect. It's the condition of this samsara dasha, which is not letting me operate on my usual swabhav. That does not make me of any lesser swabhav than that of Arihantas. You're getting it, everybody? This is where the affirmation has to go. This is where we have to realize that while we're doing Namokar mantra, how great an exercise are we doing? How great a self-mindful movement we are going to have. We're not going to a person who is sitting in a temple because first, let's be serious. Let's be serious. Have you been to a temple, a Jain temple ever? Yes. How many of you have been to a Mahavir Jain temple where Mahavir Bhagwan is there? Yeah. Yeah. Ekta ji, आप कहे महावीर भगवान मंदिर में, right? Yes, Ekta ji.
Yes, I've been to Mahavir Bhagwan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you have been to Mahavir Bhagwan ka mandir. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Don't worry. Just answer my questions, okay?
yeah.
So you entered the temple, and in front of you, you saw Mahavir Bhagwan. Yes.
Yes,
You saw
yes.
Mahavir Bhagwan. Mahavir
No,
Bhagwan was sitting.
I just saw the statue.
So you said you have been to Mahavir Bhagwan's temple. Now you're changing your statement.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, yeah, it is. The temple is made, and Mahavir Bhagwan statue is
Is Mahavir Bhagwan there or not?
uh no, he's not there.
No.
Means his
How is it Mahavir Bhagwan's temple?
only the statue of Mahavir Bhagwan is there, but not Mahavir
How
means
many Mahavir
whole.
Bhagwans are there? How many Mahavir Bhagwans are there?
There is only one Mahavir Bhagwan.
Where is he right now?
He's in moksha. He's
Yeah,
become
he directly from Pavapuri, he took the straight flight to Siddhishila. Yeah, like from Pavapuri, he went up, Sida, in
he's up.
1 second, one
Then he
samay.
Shankar.
Yeah. So Mahavir Bhagwan, the soul, the very soul of Mahavir Bhagwan is resting at the top of this world, just in
Yes,
front, just on the top of Pavapuri. Yes,
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 that Jal Mandir of Pavapuri,
yes,
from there, like you'll see up,
yes,
Mahavir Bhagwan is there, right? But
yes.
then I have in my town, Karevi, a temple where we have Mahavir Bhagwan.
Yeah.
If Mahavir Bhagwan is there, who is there in the temple?
It is his
This is
Pratima.
Mahavir Bhagwan, I
Yeah,
tell you. This is not the Pratishthit one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But this
yeah,
is you see the lion, yeah? Yeah, you see the
yeah,
lion, Mahavir.
yeah,
So is this Mahavir Bhagwan or not?
yeah. The Murti is of Mahavir Bhagwan.
Do you know he looked like this?
I don't know if he looked like that or not.
So you tell me the temple you went to in which there were Mahavir Bhagwan, who was he if he was not Mahavir Bhagwan? Because you're saying that there is only one Mahavir Bhagwan. Who was he?
He was Jivit Mahavir Bhagwan, which was done, I mean, which was done by his brother, his elder brother. In um sorry, I'm not getting the name of the place where he was
It's
born.
okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. I'm simply asking this. मंदिर में जो भगवान हैं, जिनके पैरों के पास शेर का निशान है, जिनकी या तो मार्बल की मूर्ति है या अष्टधातु की मूर्ति है,
Yeah,
प्रतिमा
yeah,
है,
yeah.
या किसी और स्टोन की प्रतिमा
हाँ.
है, वो जो भगवान है, वो महावीर भगवान है या नहीं? सिंपल सिंपल क्वेश्चन, यस और नो?
नहीं, वो महावीर भगवान है, मीन्स वो मूर्ति उनकी है, पर वो खुद है कि नहीं?
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. See, ठीक है, very good, very good. See, we have to know that there is a limit there is a clear difference between objectivity and subjectivity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Objectively, this is a piece of marble.
yeah,
Wherever you touch it, I'm touching marble.
yes,
Wherever I'm touching marble. Yes.
yes,
But then what I'll do, I'll assume that, okay, from today, this is going to be treated as Tirthankar Mahavir. And
yeah,
I'll do the Panch Kalyanak Pratishtha.
yeah,
I'll recite different mantras every day over the 5 days, and I'll do the Murti Pratishtha because of
yeah,
Sthapna Nikshep.
yes,
And on the last day, I will put this Bhagwan in the temple and I'll
yeah,
say that, okay, from today, this is Pratisthit Pratima
yeah,
of Mahavir Bhagwan.
yeah,
And now we'll behave as if we are touching the feet of not marble, of actual Mahavir Bhagwan Saudarik Paramodarik Sharir.
yeah,
Yes? Yes?
yeah.
That all is happening here. What is changing here? How the marble is slowly converting into the actual Mahavira. What is changing here?
All the
Nothing.
stars, I mean, nothing is
What
changing.
is changing here? What is changing here? What is changing here? What is changing in the substance, in marble? As I do mantras, the
Yeah,
marble starts to change its color.
yeah. No,
Yes or no?
it doesn't. It doesn't change.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
No,
Nothing
the
changes.
same.
Yet, after I have done 5 days Panch Kalyana, first day you were not going down to this marble. The last day you are with tears in your eyes doing Dravya Puja of this idol. What has changed? What has changed? Nothing in the marble.
Only your Shraddha means your feelings, your
So
mind
the
has.
change happened where? So
No,
nothing happens in object. Everything happens subjectively.
yeah, yeah,
Subjectivity.
yes,
Subjectivity. Yes, everybody,
yeah.
everybody. आप लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि that you go to the temple and you do the darshan of Bhagwan. None of
No,
you have seen Bhagwan.
yes,
Objectively, either you have seen marble or you have seen stone, or if you have seen dhatus,
Yeah.
like, petal,
Yeah.
silver, gold, right? All these things. Objective, what you see with your eyes, what are
Is
you able to see, Abhi? This is Arihant Bhagwan or this is marble? What do you see?
marble.
What
Marble.
you see? With your senses, all you see is marble.
Yeah.
But because your brain is trained that this shape is of a Bhagwan, you
Bhagwan.
start saying that this is Bhagwan.
Yeah.
You're saying Bhagwan by not what you're seeing. You're saying by what you're conditioned to see.
Yes.
Everybody, yes, am I making sense to everyone? Am I making sense to anyone? Am I? Am I? Let me do this again. Let me do this again. Okay. What is it that you see?
It's a book.
It's a book. It's a book. It's a book. And what is it that you see?
Paper. A blank paper.
What is the difference between paper and book?
The papers are combined. It is
You
bond.
saw paper only. You
Yeah.
saw paper only.
Yeah. But it is all
But you're conditioned to say group of paper is called book.
book. Yeah.
Objectively, there is only paper.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, everyone. Everyone, everyone. This is quite tricky. What do you see?
Keys. Keys in the keychain.
What do you see? Anybody else? Nikki ji, आप बताएंगे. What do you see? क्या दिख रहा है?
Steel.
Steel. You see steel. Objectively, it is steel. It is not key. Key is in your mind.
Steel.
2 minutes. वापस. Am I making sense? This is what? Steel or key?
Steel.
Objectively, it is steel. Wherever you see, you will see steel. This is steel. This is steel. This is steel. This steel. This steel. Everything is steel. Yes.
Yes.
But this shape of steel, is used in opening the doors. So you are used to calling it a key.
Key.
You have never seen a key. You have always seen steel.
Steel.
Yes, everyone.
Yes.
Are you seeing Anubhav or just plain skin and clothes and hair? Objectively, you just
Yes.
see this, but you're conditioned that this is Anubhav. This is my kid. These are our parents. समझ में आ रहा है? देखने के दो तरीके हैं. एक ऑब्जेक्टिविटी के साथ, एक सब्जेक्टिविटी के साथ. क्या ज्यादा सच होता है? ऑब्जेक्टिविटी या सब्जेक्टिविटी? जब आप कागज को कागज देखते हो, it is the nearest truth. You're being true because you're seeing things without using any filter. But when you see it as a letter, now it has changed. What is the difference between these two papers? Both are papers, but now there is added subjectivity. Now you would ask, is it a letter of termination or letter of promotion? Now you would think everything is, all the contexts are changed now. All you see is paper. But as long as it is blank paper, you will see, oh, कौन सा paper है, पतला है, मोटा है. You'll have all that doubt. But when you see that एक letter आया है, you're least about the texture of the paper. You say, क्या लिखा क्या ये बताओ, what has happened?
Yes.
You forget about the object.
Object.
You
Yeah.
start thinking about the context.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
So now let's have the sense of objectivity for ourselves. जैसे ये बुक नहीं है, पेपर है. जैसे ये एयरपोर्ट्स नहीं है, प्लास्टिक है. जैसे ये फोन नहीं है, ग्लास है. जैसे ये पेंसिल नहीं है, प्लास्टिक है. जैसे ये माउस तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, चूहा है क्या? इज इट अ माउस? इट इज नॉट. प्लास्टिक है. बराबर बराबर. ऐसे हु एम आई ऑब्जेक्टिवली? मैं किस चीज का बना हूं? मैं क्या हूं? वो बता रहे हैं भगवान कि मैं अरिहंत हूं. मैं सिद्ध हूं. The matter I am made up of. This car drives 120 miles. It has not touched that speed in its entire life. That's okay. That's okay. But objectivity के साथ, if I have to define this car runs this, in 30 seconds, it goes to that speed. समझ में आ रही है बात? तो जब भी स्वभाव की चर्चा होगी, whenever we'll be talking about the nature of things, we'll always be using the objective mindset. We'll not apply filters. I am human being. I am a samsari. I am filled with kashayas, passions. ये सब subjective opinion है. This is what the conditioning is telling you. Like this is an application, it's a very rude letter. All I see is paper. Yes. So Namokar mantra is the first step in which we promise ourselves that we see ourselves regardless of all connotations, regardless of all false introductions, all false names that we have called ourselves by. We have our basic names. We are by nature Siddha and Arihanta. Yeah, like Siddha is how we look, Arihanta is what we are. Yeah, so Arihanta is like Vitragin, Sarvagin, Siddha is like no body. So you remove the body to you get the picture, right? So Arihanta is in Siddhas. And Acharya Upadhyay and Sadhus are on the way to have that form. So they define the process. So Aryantas and Siddhas are called the Devas, the highest form that we must take. And Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus, they are called the Gurus, the process. How do you become Arihanta? By becoming Sadhu, Upadhyaya, Acharya. You can become Arihanta and Siddha. So in these 5 mantras, Moksh and Moksh Marg both are included. Yes, everybody? So the first 2 lines tell us about Moksha, Arihantas and Siddhas. They are saying that where we have to reach, and the acharyas, upadhyayas, and sadhus are the path. So they are moksha marg, the path to moksha. Yes, simple. And when I'm saying Namo Arihantadam, when I'm saying I salute to Arihantas, I'm being mindful. I am grateful for all the previous Arihantas who have given me this wisdom. And I'm being excited for the upcoming Arihanta, which I myself am going to be. And not going to be. This car, when it does not drive at 120 miles, it still is 120-mile car. This Anubhav, while does not have Sarvagita, is still Sarvagya Swabhavi Anubhav. This Atma, which is not pure when you see it, is still a Shuddhatma because being Shuddha is in its speedometer. You can drive till that level. So we're talking from the Swabhav. We're talking from what it is capable of. We're talking with objectivity without adding subjectivity. Understood, everybody? Yes, yes. What do you see? What do you see? What is it?
Clothes.
What is it? It's a cloth, right? Objectively, it's just a cloth. You may call it that it's a handkerchief. You can say ये रुमाल है, बराबर? So everything can be seen with 2 reference points. One, you can see it objectively. The other, you can use all the filters that you have been conditioned with. A wise person would always see things from what they are at first. And then, with very cautiously, very alarmed way, they would attach any connotations if they're required to be attached. Yes, and it goes like very it becomes very quickly. Do you see this? Yes, what is it? What is this?
Wood.
Anybody can unmute themselves. Huh? This is wood. This is not charkha. Charkha is what name I'm going to give this. Because wherever I see wood and I see thread. Yes, everyone. So whatever you see, what do you see here? This is a tree. Is it a tree? It is white color. It's a wall. But then I'll add subjectivity and I'll say it's a tree. Yes, everyone. So we have to master this art. First, see things for what they are. Okay, but it doesn't happen like, your children are small and they are being, quite, they want something and they're not talking to you well. They are being very sticky. They're saying, no, I want that, I want that. They're crying. And you want them to be a bit more understanding. You say that, okay, behave yourself. Yeah. We sometimes yell at them and say that, no, you do not deserve this. Why don't, but then other times we, sit down and sit quietly and when we realize, oh yeah, they're only 3 years old. Are you not expecting too much from them? You know, I yelled at them because they were being too, what should I say? They're not behaving in that fashion I wanted them to behave. But I was also expecting a bit more mature behavior from children. So I lost objectivity. I forgot that they're children. If they will not behave like this, then a same man, a grown-up man would behave like this, right? So if you have objectivity in mind and then you cautiously use subjectivity, you turn out doing things in better way. But when you lose the sense of objectivity, you start expecting too much from people. That's what we started with. Those who are falling into superstition, they're being too subjective and we're calling them mad. Let's be objective about them. It's the very nature of belief. If I believe in something, I would rather eat a poison, drink poison, if my guru tells me so. If I have surrendered myself to my guru, there is no irrationality about it. That's what I've trained my mind, right? So never lose the sense of objectivity. This is what this mantra is asking us. So there is a question. Yes, Seji, please. Please ask it.
Hello, Anubhavji.
Yes, yes.
I'm just gonna give like a really quick, brief introduction. I'm Siddharth Jain. I'm a doctor. I'm based in Boston, but I'm taking this
Yeah.
class from India. I'm traveling right now, so I'm in India right
Oh,
now. So,
oh, great.
sorry, I'm interrupting your lecture. I feel it's going too fast. I'm sorry. It's just too much information I'm trying to wrap my head around. And the lecture started with Namokar mantra, and we at some point we started talking about subjectivity, objectivity. So the first question first, and I apologize in advance. I didn't mean to criticize. We started the lecture talking about we are here not to like demean anyone. This is about like our growth, our for our inner self. But then we talking of when then we talked about like why our mantra is better than other mantras. So that was like a little confusing for me in my head.
Yes.
And second,
Yes.
I'm still trying to understand like the Namokar mantra, why what you're trying to explain, why it is superior. Like it's not about like bowing down, but we are like bowing down and like I'm seeing my family. I'm not very dharmic. My family is very dharmic. That's why I'm like taking these lectures to understand more about Jain philosophy. And so it feels like if there's no bhakti, then what is it like what my family has been doing for so long, for so many years, which I've been seeing going to temples. Is that all wrong? They're not doing it right. They're going to temple and like praying to the idols, the statues. Is this not the right way to do it? Is it bhakti? This is what we are not supposed to do. Is it like for for us to see us as a future Arihantas? I'm sorry, I'm like to recollect all
Yes,
the
yes,
things
yes, yes. I understand. I
you
understand.
explained it in like last 1.5 hours, and I'm trying to grasping as much as I can. So
Yes.
y- I hope I'm making sense. My questions are making sense.
Yes, 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 yes. Is there to it or that's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
This is
great,
all
great,
in my
great,
head going
great.
on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much that you've put these points across because this is what definitely not the conclusion that I would want to make. Yeah, the first thing we started this session by saying that why are we saying that it is superior? We're not saying it is superior. We're saying that it is different. Why it is different? that because we are not just using it as a mantra of devotion, but also we are adding the flavor of affirmation, because devotion stand alone somehow makes us feel crippled. That, we have to surrender. And the Jaina path of self discovery is not a path where
आपने
you
मेरा
expect
ठोकना नहीं
others
देखा
to
भाई
take you along.
मैं कह रही
It's
हूँ अभी
not
आपने
that
ठोकना
that you have that luxury that others may come and help and take you along in the path of self-discovery. So what we're saying is, because philosophically there is a difference in Jain philosophy and other philosophies. In Jain philosophy, we believe that it's my sole responsibility alone to do better for myself, to uplift, to upgrade. Yeah, this is my responsibility. Therefore, the devotion alone won't work, because you would ask somebody to help if you know that they can help me. I know Arihantas are Vitaragi. They do not have any rag or dvesha, are Bhagwans, right? So they will not listen to your prayer and they'll become happy, and then they'll, feel for you, and then they'll take you out of the trouble. It does not work here like that. Yes. So when they're Vitaragi, devotion means surrender in front of them, does not mean as much as it would mean in front of a deity who helps you, who listens to your prayer and answers them. Yeah. So if it is a prayer, there must be a person who would listen to it and then who would answer that prayer. But we are saying that our Bhagwans are Vitragi. They'll not be listening. They'll be knowing, but not listening, and then coming or feeling for you, come down to you. They'll not. So if it remains a prayer alone, then it remains an act of begging, and which is wrong. Which is wrong. No matter who is doing it then. If I'm going to the temple, taking all the baggage of my problems, and I'm just going to, put that baggage in front of Bhagwan and say, like, okay, Bhagwan, this is the target for you to solve. Like, I have this problem, this problem, this problem, and you have to ensure that I get rid of all these problems. What have I brought? I have brought this thali of 8 dravyas, and I'm going to read from this book all the mantras, and I'll try to appease you. I'll try to, please you, and see, yeah, Jal Nirvapamiti Swaha, Chandram Nirvapamiti Swaha, Naivedyam Nirvapamiti Swaha. If I do that, then there is a problem. It means we are riding on two different boats. The one boat knows that Bhagwan has to be Vitragi. The other boat does not know that a Vitragi Bhagwan does not fulfill the wish. And because we are born to a Vitragi Bhagwan followers family, we want to go down to them. We do not know that they do not answer anything because we have never figured it out. So we are just doing it and we're calling it religion, that okay, I'm doing it right. So it's wrong. It's wrong. So even if my parents are going to the temple without realizing that yes, the Bhagwan will not give, I'm just here to take the inspiration from him. I'm here to admire, to remind myself more. It's more of affirmation activity than it is a darshan activity. Yeah. To see is to inspire. Like I would go to art gallery to get inspired. If I love art, that okay, an artist can work in that way as well. They can think of that way as well. But there, the context of art is that how can I do in art? Now, while I'm going to temple, I'm choosing to better my life. Context is I can better myself. I see Bhagwan. I see he has placed his hands on hands. And I see my hands very busy, and I'm only regretting that why I only have just two hands. Wish I had six. I would have achieved such more with using more hands. So Bhagwan is not caring about anything. Yet he in his face there is such calmness, there is such peace. Correct? So I'm there to take that inspiration while I'm busy with my daily struggles. There is a place where I can take the inspiration of peace and calmness and serenity. So that is true what you have asked. If we have only understood Arihantas and Siddhas in a way that they fulfill all our wishes, they bring fortune to us, a lot of punya happens, or a lot of pap nirjara happens, we have only seen the half part of the story. Because when you bow down to anybody, you already surrender. When you surrender, You let go of rage, you let go of growth, you become kind. And a kind person would automatically attract the good energy. Punyashrama. So whether you're doing it in front of Mahavira or you're doing in front of Hanuman, what you're doing is you're surrendering, you're kneeling down. Yes. So you're automatically going to incur punya karma. And that punya karma will also fulfill your wishes. And it will further advance your belief that, yeah, I asked him, my wish got fulfilled. I'm going to pray him more. You see the cycle? The act of surrendering makes us kind and humble. The act of kindness and humility brings punya. The punya takes care of your problems. And because you thought that you bowed down, you knelt down, therefore Bhagwan resolved it. It's not Bhagwan, it's your own kindness, humility, goodness which resolved. But it further cements your belief that okay, जय जय हनुमान जी, जय जय महावीर जी, वो चांदनपुर वाले भगवान ने कर दिया है, वो पार्श्वनाथ वाले भगवान चमत्कारी हैं. How it is working? It's not they are doing it. They are to vitragi. They don't. They knew it. They are not doing it. But I chose to be humble. But this humility is only bringing the short-term benefits. Short-term, yeah. Okay, this problem is sorted. But next morning I wake up, I have another problem. Again, I'll go to the same deity, do some more puja. This time I'll do a small Shanti Vidhan as well. Rather, if I have time, I'll do a bit more few mantras. And then again, this problem will be taken care of. So in background, I'm helping myself. But because I do not know, I'm ignorant, I'm crediting it with the deity and this transaction continues. So what we are saying is, wait, why did you come to Arihantas? There were so many gods, right? You came because they are the ones who are self-sufficient, who chose their own path. They went doing tapa. They chose the path of renunciation. Their lives were not easy. You idealize them because you want to be like them. Yes, everyone? Yes? Correct? So, while you want to be like them, first realize, are you even capable of being that? So, that's where the objectivity comes, that what Arihanta is made up of. So, Mahavir Bhagwan was just like us. He had his parents, he had his kingdom, he had his responsibility. He renounced them. So, if he can be that, can I not be? So, then that similarity comparison and the thing of the object, like of which object are we made. So we both are living beings, we both are sentient beings, we both are atmans. And Arihant Bhagwan is saying what an atma is actually capable of. So now by going to the temple, by doing Namokar mantra, I'm doing two things. I'm grateful for Arihantas that they became Arihantas so that though I know what is my limit, and I tell myself that, okay, I have to be Arihanta. This is my goal. I do not have to take care of my daily firefighting. This is anyways being taken care of. I have had good education. I have had good background. I work hard. I do not need anybody's help in my earning my daily bread. I want to better my being, my kind of living. For that, I'm doing this practice in this way. So this is how, the whole direction of the discussion we have had has been so far. I hope it makes sense.
Yes, yes, thank you so much. Yes. Like not the bow down is like not wrong, but the intent should be correct.
Yeah, yeah, bowing down is, see, being humble is not the problem. But if I'm being nice to you because I have some hidden agent, I want to do the buttering that you can let me impress it, then that becomes a like deceit. Yeah, I'm being nice to take benefit of you. That's not a good thing to do. So I'm being nice to Bhagwan so that he fills my home with all grace. Then I'm being a cheat. I'm not impressed by his achievements, says Vitrakta Sarvagyata. I'm impressed by this news that, oh, I used to go to temple daily, my business is going fine. So let me try that. So this is bad. This is superstition then. Yes? Yes, everyone. Okay. Any other question anybody has based on today's discussion?
I was just
Anybody?
remembering that Anubhavji, when you said Namoloe Sava Arihantanam, Namoloe Sava Siddhanam, Gurudev used to say Namoloe Sava Trikadvarti Arihantanam, Namoloe Sava Trikadvarti Siddhanam. Right?
Yeah, yeah. So sub was access like to just more emphasize on sub. So sub is Trikalvarti, means
Trikal.
all the three times. So
Yes.
that's included in sub, but because it was affirmation for him. See
Yeah,
now,
it
that's
was
what
an
we learn.
affirmation. Yes.
It's the affirmation. हमारे लिए वो prayer अकेली है, which we are
Yeah.
restricting. It has such more potential. आज की दुनिया self help के लिए they are doing what not. They are doing doodle art. They are completing the chakras, all the point one pencils and pens. They would do journaling. They would do so much for self help. Ultimately, if you have to reaffirm, Tirthankaras are here to show us the way that what our true potential is. It's not being famous. It's not in being rich. It's not in having the best of the life full of luxuries. It's in being kind. It's in being vitragi. It's in being omniscient. It's being sarvagya. Yes, yes, Poonamji.
Yeah, thank you. I, for me, I just feel it's quite important always to try and remember that the Arihantas and definitely the sadhus and maybe acharyas, upadhyayas as well, they're not only the people we know and name from our Jain tradition, and
Yeah.
there can be others as well. And we are showing humility and bowing to all of them, and there's something to learn. So for me, that feels quite important. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It is. See, the moment we add the lenses of our subjectivity, our understanding so far to anything, we limit ourselves, right? So if I have a clear definition of like defined precepts of like a person should be like this or like that, we are just restricting ourselves. Our chances of achieving something are limited by our perception of how we see the problem as. Correct? So there is this experiment of a fly. You put in a glass jar a fly, and you then cover that jar with lid. The fly would want to fly out of that jar, but then it sees that okay, there is limitation now. Then you take off the lid of that jar, and then you'll see that fly would keep on flying and would never fly out of that jar because it has limited its own potential. It has thought that, oh, it is not possible to go out. Well, there is a chance to go out. We limit our capabilities so much. We see that, okay, for now, I know this much and I think this is good for me. I can only achieve this. Well, Arhantas are there to share that, okay, see, there is no boundary to be good. There is no boundary to be sentient, to be knowledgeable, to be humble, to be kind, to be benevolent. There are no boundaries. So do not, cage yourself within all the imaginary boundary that have arisen out of your own subjectivity. Because objectively, there are no boundaries to any one of us. Yes? Very beautifully put. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Richa ji, please.
Yes, thank you, sir. Just a quick question because you said in Namokar mantra we show our devotion and affirmation towards moksha and moksha marg, both moksha marg. So Arihantas would be moksha marg darshak, or because they are put them at the front like the first one, whereas the other moksha marg like the sadhus uvajjhayas are put later. So why do we not put, because they are first siddhas and then also.
It's so beautiful of you to say. So see, that's where the hierarchy, the what should I say, mannerism comes. Okay, siddhas are great,
Mhm.
but I know about siddhas only through Arihantas.
Okay.
So Guru Gobindo khade काके लागू पाए बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंदियो बताए. So if I have Guru and I have God in front of me, whom should I bow down to first? So I should go down to Guru because it's through Guru I could connect with Bhagwan. So Arihantas, because they're omniscient, they become credible. Acharya Upadhyay and sadhus are also gurus. But because they are not omniscient, they do not know everything, they do not become credible. So Arihantas, they're credible. Why? Because they're vitragi, they have no emotions of, like passions, krodh, man, maya, lobh, rag, dvesh. They have nothing. So they're emotionally credible because they'll not do mannerism like the favoritism, or they'll not get furious with you because they've done so much wrong, or they'll be not appeased because they've done so much of their bhaktis, right? So they're vitragi, so they cannot be, they cannot be moved with your character, with your behavior, and they are sarvagya, so they are credible. Whatever they know for sure because they see all the three things. So Vitaragta and Sarvagyata, it makes them credible, and they are also equipped with dhvani. They have yogas, they have body, mind, and words. So with that combination, their words become most authentic, and we call that Divya Dhvani. In that Divya he tells us that Atma is of Siddha's nature. We are Siddha Swabhavi Atmans, right? So Siddha becomes actual Bhagwan, but who told me, whom I could trust credibly, it was Arihantas. So I bowed down to Arihantas because they were credible, they could not be doubted, and it's them from whom all the wisdom arised. So Arihantas, and they have told me to go down to Siddhas and to think that you are also Siddha. So Siddhas are second, and then they have told us that it is possible. Do not think that we have done something supernatural. They gave us three examples. So they gave us sadhus. Sadhus are the people who are practicing to be Arihanta. Upadhyayas are the ones in the absence of Arihantas who are communicating this same path to sadhus. They are Upadhyayas. And Acharyas are the ones who are guiding Upadhyayas and sadhus in discipline. So they are the coach. So in like a school, there is a principal, there is a teacher, there are students. Sadhus are the students of Mokshmarg. Upadhyayas are the teachers. And Acharya is kind of the principal, the administrator of the school. So these three are Moksha Marga. Arihanta is Moksha Marg illuminator, Prakashaka. He illuminated this path. And Siddhas are the moksha in themselves, embodiment of moksha. And this whole thing then, and there is a beautiful addition to that. In Jainism, there are only two things which are talked about. This is Acharya Kundkund Dev's Gatha from Niyamsar, Gatha number 3. What he says, Jain Shasan mein kaha hai Marg evam Margafal. In Jainism, only two things have been talked about. First is Marga, the path, and second is destiny, Margafal. है मोक्ष मोक्ष जो मोक्ष है वो मार्गफल है मोक्ष मार्गफल और जो मोक्ष का मार्ग है दैट इज द रास्ता. तो दो ही चीजें. यदि आपको और कुछ समझना है कि मैं कैसे ठीक हो जाऊं, हाउ कैन आई मेक माई लाइफ बेटर, हाउ टू हैव मोर फेम, हाउ टू अर्न मोर मनी, महावीर भगवान कहते हैं इसके लिए डोंट डिस्टर्ब मी. बहुत सारे लोग हैं टू गाइड यू. You want to make money, there are so many people who would help you. If you want to be healthy, don't come to me. Go see a good doctor, a vaidya, read something, exercise. You do not need religion for anything. You'll have solution to everything. Yes? So do not disturb me if you need anything from this world. I'm here only going to talk about these two things. I'll be talking about the way to free yourself from this mundane world. It is called moksha, and the way through which you can achieve that moksha, moksha marg. And therefore, we call ourselves mumukshu. We are only interested in these two things, and therefore we are having these discussions. If we think that by learning these things, we're going to do well in our careers, we're going to do well in our relationships, we're going to do well health-wise, no, you're in wrong place. दो ही चीजें वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट, एंड दो चीजें आ जाती हैं फिर नमोकार मंत्र में. अरिहंताज एंड सिद्धाज आर मोक्ष, and Acharyas, Upadhyayas, and Sadhus are Moksha Marga. So this is quite a bird eye view of the entire Jainism when you do Namokar mantra. And this Namokar mantra has all the learnings, which which are most profound learnings of Tirthankar Mahavira. We'll see that in sessions which are going to come. What I'll do is I'll do the Mahima of Sri Namokar mantra so that we all see the meaning of it. The Mahima. Eso Pancha Namo Yaro Savva Pava Panasano Mangaladam Cha Savve Sim Panamam Hohi Mangalam. What is being said? This Pancha Namaskar mantra. Eso Panch. Eso means this. So we have read the Namokar mantra. This Panch means five. Namoyaro means Namaskar, salutations. These five salutations, this Panch Namaskar mantra, Savva Pava Panasano. Savva means all, Pava means sins, Panasano means to destroy. So this destroys, Panasano, Panasano, it destroys all, Savva Pava, all the paps. This mantra destroys all sins and is the first benediction of all the benedictions. Mangaladam, Mangal means benediction. Mangaladam, of all the goodness, it is the most good. It's the benedictions of all benedictions. So it is supreme Mangal. It is Mangal of all the Mangals and Pranamam Hohi Mangalam. And by reading this mantra, we also have our own Mangala. This mantra destroys delusion, attachment, and aversion and leads to right knowledge. That is the essence of it. So again, how is it doing that? How is it destroying all these sins? How is it by reading this mantra, the Mangal will happen to us, the good will come to you? How? Because you're affirming, right? Because we are making ourselves assume that, okay, we are the Vitragi Swabhav beings, we are the Siddha Swabhavi Atmas. So, because we are affirming, what you repeat, you become. The more you think about, affirm about it, the more you think about it, the more you want to be like that. You start behaving like that. You start practicing that. So that's how gradually the devotion and affirmations, when practiced with conscience on repeated basis, like well, the more bhavana we have of this, it slowly makes us the Arihantas and Siddhas, and therefore it is being said that it leads to Mangal. Okay? The Arihantas, the Siddhas, the Acharyas, the Upadhyayas, and the Sadhus are called the five Parmeshthis, that is, the five supremely adored beings. The person who knows these five Parmeshthis and treads the path shown by them definitely attains real happiness. So we have to tread on this path, and that's how we attain the happiness, right? So I think we have done so much today. It has been a bit heavy discussion. So if you have any question, we can start or we'll stop. Okay, Nikki ji, you have a question, please tell me. Yes, unmute yourself.
Which is this
Hello.
language?
Sorry.
So which is this language of Namokar mantra?
Yeah, this language, thank you for asking this question. I'm sorry. This is basic. Yeah, this is Prakrit language. So initially, the Jain texts, they were written in Prakrit language. So this Namokar mantra was first, in written form, it was found. It was written by Acharya Pushpadanta Dev while writing the first scripture of Jain tradition, Shat Khandagama. As a Mangalacharan in that scripture, he has written this in Prakrit language. Prakrit is natural language, we call it Prakritik, natural. So it's the language is called Prakrit. It is older than Sanskrit, and then Sanskrit is more polished version of this. But this is the Lok Bhasha. Means, the Sanskrit would be used by those who have been to schools. The Prakrit would be used by, the normal man. So Mahavir Bhagwan gave Updesh in the language of normal man, means in Samavcharan. If you would enter, no matter which language you speak, you would understand. So the Jain scriptures were written in the languages of mass. So that mass language at that time was Prakrit. So these mantras are written in Prakrit language. Yeah.
And sir,
Anybody has
I've
any?
heard that this mantra is Shashwat,
Yeah.
but then this Prakrit language is only at the time of Mahavir Bhagwan, or it is that language also is a Shashwat language?
That's a so beautiful question. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's not mix objectivity with subjectivity. The mantra is Shashwat, means eternal, not in ways that it will always be in Prakrit. We are talking about it in English, and they are meaning the same thing. If I am born English person, I will not think in Prakrit, even when I say Namo Arihantadam, because I have been told in my language, my mother tongue, that Arihanto ko namaskar ho. I paid salutations in my mother tongue. That's what I comprehend it in. So do not bind the meaning to a language. Yeah. Otherwise, the mantra will become so sacred that its meaning will be lost. So everybody would be chanting the mantra and nobody would know what does it mean. The mantra is very pure. Mantra is not. The meaning is Arihantas. So Arihantas will always be there. There will always be a person who would be curious about self-discovery. There would always be a person who would be walking on that path to self-discovery, and there will always be somebody who has realized it. So because Arihantas are eternal, therefore the believers of Arihantas are also eternal. So there will always be people who will be praising Arihantas, affirming that they will also become Arihantas. So because Arihantas are eternal, their believers have to be eternal. And if their believers are eternal, their salutations will be eternal. Because these salutations are eternal, it is being said that this mantra is eternal. Not in this language, not in this form. Let's not attach to the language and form. The meaning has the soul. So yeah, it is eternal, meaning there will always be people who would be aspiring to the Arahantas, Siddhas, Acharyas, and Upadhyas and Sadhus. Okay? The very point that we're having this class in language, in English, is the point that we want to break free from the barrier of attaching religion to a certain language. This is what happened and has done great harm. There were certain scriptures which were considered so sacred that we cannot touch them, we cannot read them. And for hundreds of years, they were showcased, and everybody would come and bow down and do puja and bhakti of those scriptures, calling them so sacred that if you read it, you're not capable of reading them. You would do more harm to yourself if you read them. But that has kept generations, who could not enjoy the wisdom of those acharyas wrote in jungle so that we cannot read or so that we can read. So whenever we make anything too sacred, that the form takes over the meaning, the purpose dies. So Namokar mantra is sacred, not in the form, but in its meaning. The Jinvani is sacred. Yeah, we should not, do disrespect of Jinvani. But it is not that, it should, the respect should not go to that level that what if I turn the page, the book might feel hurt and I should not open the page therefore, and that's how I adore Jinvani. Please. This is not respect. This is disrespect to not read it when it is supposed to be read. Yeah. So that's how the superstitions work. They make something so big than what it actually is that it loses its significance over time, and others benefit of your uh, false belief. It becomes so easy to fool us then. Yes, yes, everybody. Fine. I think 2 hours is a long time, really. So I'm really sorry if it has been a really boring and repetitive class, but I enjoy this first chapter, the beginning, that why do I bow down to anybody? And I feel so, my heart filled with gratitude that I have been exposed to this great path of Tirthankar Mahavir Swami, who when asked me to bow down, he said, bow down for yourself, to yourself, not others. If even if you're going down to others, make sure that yourself is being called for even in that salutation. And that's what the beauty of this mantra is. It keeps humility and self respect both in balance. And that's the beauty of Jainism. Yes, Parasji, any last comments? Yes.
Sorry, just one question, if I may. Like when
Mm,
Acharya Pushpadant and Bhutbali wrote this in Shatkhandagam, did they
mm.
write the whole Namokar mantra that we are reading today, or just the first five verses and the last four were added later by somebody else? I don't.
It's from Panchanamoyaru, you're saying?
Yeah, from that, yeah,
Yeah,
the remaining
yeah,
four.
yeah. So they do not follow the part of the Mangalacharan. It has been taken from a different reference to do the Mahima. So it was the Mahima. It was just to say, when I'm doing something, there is this painting. Let's say there is this artifact, I say, okay? And I show you the artifact and you see it. And then I tell you, you know what? Who made this? And then you become curious. And then I name some fancy artist. And then you have a relook. Oh, is it? Correct? So when you emphasize on something, so Namokar mantra was just this. But the mass does not get impressed, without it when you do not tell them the details. So Eso Pancha Namokaro is the detail that okay, if you do this, you do wonders. Correct? But later on, it was repeated so often that it became a process that you have to do just Namokar mantra and then Eso Pancha Namokaro also. But it's the core five like five lines of this mantra, which are the salutations, and rest is the prayer of this mantra. So it's mantra is the prayer of Parmeshtis, and Eso Panchlamokaro is the prayer of the mantra itself, just to tell us that okay, we do not forget these five Parmeshtis. Yeah, so it was added later. Yeah, thank you. Okay, everyone. So if you have any feedbacks with reference to the pace of the class, the language, the content, please feel free to write on the group. I think for the next 2 weeks there are like everybody's busy with Diwali and other holidays, so you'll be notified if we have classes scheduled for the next week. If that happens, we'll start continuing with this. And I would want that let's keep it like this only, filled with discussions, and let's question every aspect of our learning, that why we're doing what, and how can we make better understanding of all the, even if any rituals we are following. Yeah. So I would want participation, excitement from you guys as well, because I sometimes feel that I get too excited and later I regret it, that was it too much. So just to keep it sane and good for all of us, we'll do this. Let's do a quick Chinwani Stuti. नमो निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए छिन्नवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, उसके लिए छिन्नवाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. We'll do Namokar Mantra, and this is the revision of the class. I would want that we all do mindful affirmation this time while doing the Namokar Mantra 9 times. 9 times Namokar. ये महान जैन धर्म की जय हो. पंच परमेष्ठी भगवान।